All right. I think we're live. Streaming.
Live and alive.
Live and alive.
Ringside. We're missing ringside. We're missing everything. This is the first of the first and fight here, no?
He was in here earlier for hours.
I know. Wrong channel.
Wrong channel.
Wrong subject.
Yelling it quick. I warned him twice. Don't burn out all your energy.
If I go and use geons on a bunch of peasants like every day and just tell them if they don't do what I tell them to do, their brains will explode. I'm evil.
That does sound pretty evil to me.
What if it's like the peasants of like one of the evil sorcerers?
If they're horrible people, you mean? Like if you're doing it for a good reason?
Yeah. Like spawny little birdies to kill the big bad sorcerer king.
Yeah. That's sort of an ends justify the means kind of thing.
Plus, if they do it, they don't actually die.
Yeah. Self preservation, right? They want to live. I feel like I should do a recap, but we're missing half our players.
Yeah, we gotta do
We sort of just skipped over the slaves of the cat. There was nothing really anything more after that. We're just floating.
What are you talking about?
Like our airship, we're just floating along.
You're in it.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you're in the float.
You're in it. You're in the air. You're floating over the city, like in the distance here somewhere, looking down on it.
Basically, the only thing I remember that we spent quite a bit of time on was like debating what we were doing with the cat, all the slaves here, and then we were just like, well, we're missing like one or two people, so we'll just wait till Spyball gets back and for our
Oh yeah.
last day or something.
We very decisively left Kit. Left it for later.
Sort of encountered some red silkworms, swarmed away. Um, we stopped at Az's Rest, right?
This is where you're at now. You are at Azith's Rest. The town is under siege. Let's see. I'm missing the Grimoire figurine. Oh, here it is. It was just very small. I was getting the little flying carpet ready so that we could like say where the party is going to go to. So for now,
Alright,
they're on the airship here.
For the hero of Tyr, we charge, destroy, and think after.
All right, hold on. So you came up from the southwest, and you bypassed Ket, and you rested at Fort Cal, and then you continued on in the morning. I guess in the evening, because you moved during the night. So it's sunset, and you arrive at Azith's Rest, which is just a little ways past Fort Cal. And when you get here, you can see that there's a siege underway. There's torches all along the walls. The defenders of the little fortress city here, they're putting up a fight against an army that appear to be raiders. There's some big half giants, and there's what appear to be undead creatures, and men posted up in the buildings, and men down in the streets. And they're laying siege to the walls and to the gate here. The undead are doing most of the damage with their great mauls, smashing the front gates, repeatedly hammering on those front gates, doing damage.
food from the last one.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, I was gonna go in and just blast the fuck out of them.
Obviously. I would expect no less.
Was there supposed to be like a map?
Do you not see it? Is it just a whiteboard for you?
I see nothing. They're just floating above the big map.
I see everything.
Can you leave and come back, see if it'll reload? I see it too. Sounds like a loading error.
Yep. And look in.
Yeah, if that trick doesn't work, then we can rewind a little bit. That does it sometimes. Gets it to
Nice.
reload. So now you can see the wonderful town of Azith's Rest. Merchant House Azith rules Azith's Rest here. You can tell from the air that it is a town of hot pools.
Quench our thirst down there.
Yeah, there must have been a pretty big oasis, and they built this structure over top of it. They integrated the water into the structure, so there's like waterways and canals all through it, connecting the different pools, and it's all managed by a water temple.
There we go.
Hello, hello. All right. Well, that's 75% of our players. We just need Will to get here. He's always late, so I'd expect him another 15 minutes from now, but we can start without him. How's it going, Taro?
I'm alright. So
Got your character sheet up and ready? You might need it.
how are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I got my energy drink here, so I'm raring to go. Scene opens. The town of Azith's Rest. It trembles. A low rumble shakes the hard-baked ground as a dozen half-giant berserkers, wild-haired and nearly naked but for bronze-plated belts and bone trophies. They have these massive siege boulders that they're hurling towards the town's ramparts. Each crash sends splinters of clay and stone cascading from the battlements. Scaled hides, bloated and black, swinging two-handed stone hammers again and again with undead precision, are the Surin zombies that I mentioned earlier. They seem to be reptilian warriors, clad in armor, but you can tell that their flesh is melting off them, and there's flies buzzing all around them. Clearly long dead, but they're still doing their work. From a sand-choked rise overlooking the town, mounted atop a creaking chariot pulled by a two-headed mechalot, stands a gaunt figure, draped in shimmering obsidian black robes. He is Densis the Ever-Living, his desiccated hand raised like a conductor. Beside him, resplendent in blue lacquered armor, a speaker of words climbs to the front of the chariot, raises a silver horn to his lips, and lets loose a voice magnified with psionic clarity, booming across the plain. "Tremble! Walls of Azith, rest! You face not a warband, not a tribe, not a caravan of madmen, but a cataclysm clad in flesh, the Lord Densis, who has drunk the last breath of cities, speaks through me for your doom." A chittering hiss from the left flank reveals phantom-like Surins darting through the dust. Illusions flickering and reforming. Arrows are loosed only to pass harmlessly through figments that vanish with smirks. The speaker says, "You huddle behind your clay and thatch like frightened erdlu in a storm, but no storm ever called fire from the bones of the land. No wind ever turned blood to power. My lord is a defiler whose steps unmake the world. His soul is older than Tyr, crueler than Uruk, and more cunning than a dozen Ramite kings." A chunk of wall collapses under another half-giant boulder, crushing a guard below in a spray of debris and dust. The gate creaks, straining. Behind the ranks, a dozen defiler knights in bone-laced crimson plate stand silently, obsidian longswords drawn, their eyes glowing with magic sickness. The speaker speaks again. "You have 10 minutes to pray to the gods that cannot hear you, or burn your own grain and children before we take them. For when the gate falls, the speaker shall walk through your streets, naming the names of the guilty, and my master shall burn the true history into your bones." And as if summoned by his words, a gout of black smoke rises from behind the speaker. For a moment it almost takes the shape of wings above Densis, the suggestion of something draconic, and then it is gone. Densis casts a spell. The speaker of words begins performing a musical song, a war drumming that inspires some of the troops. All right. You all are on your airship. There's a lot going on there in the town. They haven't really noticed you very much. Their focus is on each other for the most part. Maybe some people in the walls in the guard towers are pointing to the sky. "What the hell is that?" they might be saying.
How shall we introduce ourselves?
With the ballista and fireball.
Regal, royal, diplomacy. Like, yeah, they're pretty evil looking.
Yeah, they're talking about undead stuff and sorcerer king. Let's take them to the ground.
Let me try
Are we
What?
already moving with
They're attacking.
our carpet, right? Are we falling down?
Yeah.
Well-
I'm full geared up.
Hold on. So there was some talk of using your siege weapons, so do you want the airship to come in for an attack as you go down?
Close the furthest weapon.
So you just want them to use the ballista. The ballista have the longest range.
Yes. That was the strategy, so we can avoid the ship taking damage.
Alright.
Kind of warning shot. We're coming.
Who are they targeting?
The biggest thing.
Half giants? Alright.
Can I use guidance? Or, wait, not guidance. The gift of alacrity, that. One that makes your initiative real good like.
Alacrity. I'm unfamiliar. Let's see. You touch a willing creature for the duration the target can add a d8 to its initiative roll. Yeah, sure.
There's only one creature. Without Taurus, who's our best smacking people person?
Bramorn, maybe. He's heavily armored and he's got that deadly sword.
No, for what?
Alright, you can have it.
Of what?
You have the gift of alacrity, and now that I'm talking, you have haste as well.
Ooh.
I rolled a 7. 7 and 6. It's gonna be 13. Change this to 13, which moves Ramon here. Okay. Haha. Updated. $14, 17, 14. Good rolls. I have to bring up the airship stats. 1 second. Alright, so what do we got here? We got 1 pound ballista 3 times. Let's see. You hired... You hired some operators. They have +5. So that's going to turn these 14s into 19s and the 17 into a 22. That's pretty good. And they're targeting these giants. The giants are not that hard to hit. So it looks like all 3 of the ballista bolts are going to hit into the horde of giants. Alright, so... Do you guys want to do some damage rolls? I need 4d10. 4d10 each.
You got this, Mark?
Yeah, I can get 4 to 10. You said each? How many?
Each ballista bolt does 4d10 damage.
Okay. And they're getting hit with how many ballistic bolts?
3. So that's 12d10, and then each one of them has an enchantment, so you're going to add 3d4 as well. That's a lot of damage. But half giants have a lot of hit points.
It's 3d4 total, or is it
3d4
12?
total. Each bolt has an extra enchantment that adds a d4. One is fire, one is lightning, one is cold. Basic enchantments, a little extra damage.
Alright, they get 67 points of ballista damage.
Damn. Alright. That's going to seriously wound one of the half-giants who takes 3 ballistas. But it's a horde. They take it. They look
How
up.
big a horde are we talking?
Horde is generally 12 creatures.
Can I do a thing? I have a funny idea.
You're not close enough to do a thing yet. This is the extreme
Not to
range
them.
of the ballista bolts.
Not to them.
What do you want to do?
Wait, hang on. Control wins concentration still. It is okay, never mind.
It probably takes a few turns for the party to get there by flying carpet. Alright, so I'm going to move you in. I'm going to say there's probably a turn of combat where you're in the air and you can't get there because the range is too far. So let's just quickly narrate a little bit of back and forth. So there are troops, right? Azis Legion. And if I look at their stats, there's a Knight Commander inside each one of these hordes. The Knight Commander is going to lift up his Makahuatl into the air and give an order to the horde. And he's going to slash down with his Makahuatl, ordering the horde to fire all of their ranged weapons. Let's see what they got. Looks like basic javelins. So the hordes, they're making javelin attacks. They're throwing them down. The zombie hordes that are battering at the gate, they have pretty tough armor, and they're withstanding it. The berserker giants, they're going to join in battering on the gate, and the gate, it has considerable damage to it. Densis casts another spell. His Defiler Knights are going to move close to the gate, waiting for the gate to break down. Let's see, where's the gate? Gate. Yeah, there we go. So, as you're flying towards the town, you can see that the undead that are hammering on the gate and the berserker giants, they're doing a considerable amount of damage. So, the gates are very tough. They're reinforced, and the hammer blows falling on the gate is shattering parts of it. They're not made of iron, they're made of a softer material, bone and wood. Maybe parts of it are made of iron, but it's only a framework, so the bludgeoning damage is eventually going to get through after a certain number of turns. But it looks like it would probably take, you can estimate, almost 10 minutes. So there's enough time that the army here probably won't get through the gate before you're able to intervene. So a little bit of time passes and you arrive. So you come within range. And Tara, what do you want to do?
Do I really work in this situation? I can see all the zombies now?
Yeah.
Like we're in, okay. How many of each group is there for the antagonists?
There is a horde of zombie knights. There is a horde of half-giant berserkers. There is a horde of defiler knights. There is a horde of ambushers. And there is a single speaker of words on the chariot with Densis the Defiler.
Those all sound pretty dangerous. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna press. Is there any active magic going around from them?
For sure. Densis has cast a number of spells.
I mean, like active spells.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot going on there.
What is Densis doing?
He cast several spells, but it was so far away. A great distance, you could not tell what he was doing.
How far is he now?
Are we moving with the carpet already?
It's not specific. The flying carpet is within range for you to do a thing. If it's like a 120-foot spell, then you're at 120 feet.
I am gonna try to psychic lance him and use his name to strike him.
He did give his name, so it will unerringly fly at him.
Give me an intelligence save.
Now, what level spell is that?
4.
Nothing happens.
Oh, this is gonna be tricky. Okay, well, duly noted.
Any spell of 5th level or lower cast from outside the barrier can't affect creatures or objects within it. Your spell strikes a barrier and is instantly nullified.
There's a barrier around the
Yeah, you can see he's got a globe of invulnerability up.
Oh, darn it. Okay, well, I'll end my turn for now then.
Alright.
Is that surrounding these guys or just
It surrounds the speaker of words and the box of the chariot that he's standing upon, but not the two-headed mechalot that pulls it. Alright, so, the guards on the top of the tower, they only rolled an 11 on their perception check, which means they didn't notice when the horde of ambushers fired a bunch of sneak attack arrows. Oh, they're lucky one of them was a critical fail. But they did have advantage, so they still got a 13 on that. Let's see, what's the AC on these guys? The rank and file of the soldiers, they've got AC 15. Oh, unfortunately, they are going to take a whole lot of damage. Alright, so the soldiers that were up on top of the main tower overlooking the gate. They were firing down on the undead. And suddenly all of them have arrows sticking out of their necks, and many of them fall off the tower and hit the ground with a heavy metallic splat. Some of them collapse on the walls, on the parapets. So that entire squad got taken out. Those ambushers, they do some serious damage with their sneak attacks. And after their attack, they disappear into various buildings. The giants continue attacking the... Oh, you know what? You're in range. Alright. This'll be fun. Let's see who they target. I have to roll a d4. Let's see. I'm gonna do... Gromorn is 1. And I'll go clockwise. I rolled a 3, so... Ooh, ring sight. The giants spot you in the front of the flying carpet, and they throw rocks at you. Alright, so let's see here. Half-giant berserkers. The first boulder comes flying in, and he's got a 26 to hit. Oh, that hits. You get smacked for 33 damage.
This is a big problem, actually.
Okay. Let's see. The next rock, I rolled a 1. That's Gromorn. The next rock, I rolled a 4. That's Orin. Alright. A rock is going to hit your shield, Gromorn. It's going to shake you, but it does no damage. It's Will's armor class. I'm looking up Will's armor class here. Oh yeah, 33 damage could definitely end your concentration on, what, haste?
Yeah.
Alright, Will's got an armor class of 20. Oh, he's gonna get hit. Let's see. So, Will's gonna lose 10 temp HP. And 22, no, 23, let's see, 23 off 91, 68, oh, that hurts. Alright, so a glancing blow, the rock kind of clips Orin's shoulder, bruises up his shoulder, and the final boulder... Oh. Will takes another 33. Ouch. He's going to use his evasion. Or not evasion, what is it? He's got a thing where he can half the damage.
Uncanny dodge?
Yeah, uncanny dodge. When an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have it. So that's going to drop it to 16. So 68 minus 16, 52. Ouch, 2 rocks hit Will. Orin is definitely going to almost get knocked clear off the flying carpet, but he's going to grip it for dear life as you're going in. He wasn't expecting these crazy rocks to come flying at him. Densis the Ever-Living is going to cast another spell. It can't be a spell that goes outside of his bubble, though. What to cast, what to cast. Alright. Densis is going to use a bonus action, and he's going to begin laughing. And he holds his hand up as he's laughing, and all the plants within 30 feet of him wilt and die. And he seems to grow in size as he absorbs all the life energy from all the plants around him.
Which one?
Densis, the Defiler. So he defiles and eats up all the plants that are within reach.
Yeah, I want the dust of that one.
Can I use counter spell for this?
You can't counter a defiling.
Oh.
I can absorb damage though. I can do a d6 to save the environment as a reaction.
It's an instant death effect. They're turned to ash immediately.
No, but it's to save the whatever he's defiling a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So he carries that ability
Ah.
in dark zone. I take the damage. No, I take 6 damage.
In place of the plant life.
Yeah.
All right. So he has an ability that says any creature that is affected by his defiling has to roll a DC 17 Wisdom save. You guys are immune to fear, though, right? All right. So you feel an effect, but you resist it right away. A moment of fear, but then it breaks because of the hero's feast that you eat every morning. All right. So Will is all busted up. He is immediately going to turn invisible and fly away from the flying carpet so that he cannot be targeted. I guess once he's no longer visible, he can hide in plain sight just wherever. So he's going to use his bonus action to hide as well. So that protects him from further damage, but he took some hits. Grimorn, it is your move. Like I said earlier, you're probably like what's the range of your spell, Taro? It's like 120, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's where you're at. You're at 120 feet, sort of diagonal. Nobody's moved the carpet yet, so if you wanted to get 30 feet closer, you could. All right, then I'll make a note on the carpet that it is at 90 feet.
I wish I could fly.
Yeah, almost everybody else can. Taurus can, Orin can, Taro
You're the
can.
one member of the superhero team that can't fly.
Yeah, that's why I got I like this flying carpet. So we got a lot of shit going on, huh?
It is a major bandit attack. It is a siege of a town.
I kind of want to do a earthquake.
The town would not appreciate that.
500 feet. It's 500 feet. Like maybe the front, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah. Can we do like? Can I focus and not damage the village at the same time?
Well, the problem is it's not like there's nothing beyond this town. There would be farms all around here. There would be locals and there'd be environmental damage. It would be bad. You can do it, but there's going to be a cost.
Blame it on the defiler, you know? I gotta do something. I'm gonna do the fireball, I guess. The fireball. I'm gonna aim on that defiler, dude.
Okay.
Actually, as a fire elemental, I can't fly. Huh?
Yeah, do they have a fly speed? Fire elemental. Let's check. It's got. Let's see. Fire form. You can move through spaces that are narrow.
I can't fly, I don't think.
It's got a speed of 50, but it doesn't say fly speed. Nope. I guess it just walks and falls.
Alright, so just to understand, like this area here, you have the defiler, but you have this speaker of words. Are they close to each other?
I'll describe it again. All right, so Densis the Ever-Living is standing on a chariot. There's a two-headed mechalot that pulls the chariot. He's behind the mechalot on the platform of the chariot. His speaker of words is crouched down next to him with a bullhorn. There is a globe of invulnerability shimmering around him, which has defeated the spell that was cast at him just a moment ago.
Oh, someone got God darn, we're gonna have to go down and do something. And I can't see that ambush squad, I guess.
They're hiding in a building.
Defiler Knight unit, Black Sword, and the zombie horde. Are they close to each other, or
Oh yeah.
if I shoot a fireball, does that cover both, or?
Nah, you can only encapsulate one horde, so you'd have to pick one of them.
Go for the zombies.
All right, target those zombies.
Fireball.
Zombies do not have a good dex, but
I rerolled the ones and the twos.
I believe Densis is going to try to counterspell you. Let's see.
Too far away.
What spell level were you doing?
It's too far away though. I'm 60 feet from this guy.
That's what you think.
Level 5.
Level 5? Okay, so DC is 15. Densis rolls a 13 plus, so yeah, he will counter your spell. He seems to have used some of the plant energy that he pulled into himself, and he throws a spell at you with incredible range. Like, you've never seen somebody counterspell from this distance. He's breaking all the rules.
And I cannot counter spell. Well, I have an ace right now, so I guess I jerk off.
Okay. The town of Azith's Rest is going to unleash hell. They pour boiling oil down upon the giants, and the giants are going to take... Oh, some damage. Let's see, what do we got? We got 12, 17 damage to the giants. Let's see, 17 and 67... 84. They've taken some hefty damage now. Alright. So, the giants, they don't like being covered in boiling oil, and they're going to let out a roar, but that just keeps their rage going because they've taken damage. These other legionnaires are moving into the tower that was previously occupied by the assassinated ones, and another legion is moving to reinforce the side down the street here. This legion moves up. The others are in place. Alright. So, the speaker of words is going to put his bullhorn to his lips, and he's going to call out, "Enemies of Densis, who are you to attack? Who are you to oppose the will of the great lord?" He's talking smack. He calls out and says that you're weak and you will become bones bleached in the sun for daring to attack the great Lord Densis. He would use vicious mockery, but you're outside of his range, I think. I'm looking at the wording of the Globe of Invulnerability. It only says that a spell cast from outside the barrier can't affect creatures or objects within it, so maybe you can cast spells out of it. Interesting. So yeah, he can cast it. So who's he target? I rolled a 3. It's going to be Ring Sight. No, it's only a range of 60 feet on Vicious Mockery, actually. He's going to shout insults, but you can't quite hear it from this distance. It's a little too far. Alright.
What'd he say?
Alright. The Defiler Knights. They're going to point up at the defenders on the wall, and they're going to begin casting Rays of Frost that do cold damage and reduce the speed of the people manning the walls. So they unleash a bunch of cold rays. And as they do, any little plant life nearby is being withered and desiccated, turned to ash and blowing away in the wind. So each of these knights appears to be casting Defiler magic. But they're all clearly equipped with breastplates and steel weapons, so they're Eldritch Knights. They're wizard fighters. Evil wizard fighters using Defiler magic. Alright, your airship is up again. Are they... Yeah, they're still targeting the giants, I imagine. So, we got a 20. We got a 7. That's going to miss. And we've got another 20. So, that's 2 more hits. So, Long, if you want to roll up 8d10 plus 2d4. Let's see how much damage you can do to these giants. One ballista goes wide and smacks into the wall with a thud and shatters. The other 2 are going to crash into these big giants. One's going to shatter one of his protective bone pieces. Another one's...
Zero modifier, right? It's just the dice roll?
Yeah, it's just the flat dice rolls.
The 43
Yep. 27 damage on those giants now. Alright, so the siege weapons have fired. Yeah, the dudes are basically just aiming the shot and then hitting the switch. So it's a skill check. They're not adding ability to the thing other than whether it hits or not. Alright, so after the Dreadnought, the zombie horde is going to wail on the wall. I pre-rolled all that stuff, so they do a predetermined amount of damage. I already know they're not going to get through it anytime soon, so that turn is like a skip, and we go to Morg.
Okay, I will... We're within 120 feet, so I will use one of the spell magic techniques on the dice and try to dispel the force bubble thing around. Yes.
Alright. You have to roll a spell check, right? Based on the spell level, DC 16? Alright. So, he already used his counterspell, so he's unable to stop you from knocking away his Globe of Invulnerability. And Densis is going to give a sneer and take notice of you.
Does using the tattoo uses an action, right?
Yes.
Or whatever.
It's like casting the spell, it just doesn't use up a slot.
Yeah, that's an action. I will preemptively turn it into fine. What?
right. Taro.
Alright.
All right, we've come back around to you at the top of the initiative. The table is bugging out.
How did Gamor's turn specifically go?
He tried to cast a spell, but it was counterspelled.
Interesting. Then I will. What disguise him in his actions?
Morg was able to knock down the Globe of Invulnerability, though. A moment of weakness here. You might be able to capitalize on it.
I will Psychic Lance again.
Alright, you target Densis with a Psychic Lance. It unerringly flies at him. He gets a save, though, right?
Yes, intelligence.
Let's see. He's got a 24 on that save.
A 23 or 20 or 24.
24.
Not he passes, but he's still taking some damage.
Sure.
Let him take. 76. Alright, hold on. Ten damage in total.
Alright. You blast a hole in his robes with that attack, revealing some of his shriveled flesh beneath, pale like a maggot. Anything else? Bonus action? Do you want to move the flying
yes.
carpet?
Second spell, minor illusion over Ramon, so he cannot clearly be seen what he's doing.
Alright. You obscure him with like a screen or something?
More like a weird wavy thing that makes it so you can't tell what exactly he's up to.
Like a heat ripple, maybe?
Something like that.
Or a mist? Thick mist?
Just drop various heat effects on his person.
Okay. He's already pretty hot to begin with. Just everything on him is fire-based.
Some light, some smoke, some...
Alright.
Is that? Oh, you
Yeah,
just-
can I have a promotion, please?
Alright. The new guards on the tower look around when they get up to the top of the tower, and they didn't notice that there was a whole bunch of arrows flying at them, and they die.
Done.
So, twice now, the legion that has tried to man the gates here has been defeated. Come on. Alright. There we go. I hit delete 3 times before that went away. Alright, so that was the ambusher squad. They unleash a bunch of deadly arrows. The guards that got hit by that, they seem to clutch at their throats, and black lines emanate from the arrows as their skin turns purplish and bloats. Deadly poison. The giant berserkers. They are not happy. They are targeting the airship.
Okay.
The airship has an armor class of 15 and a damage threshold of 19, but the giant boulder does 33 damage. Alright. They're using magic boulders. You'll notice after they throw a boulder, it vanishes and reappears in their hand. Alright, so these boulders are meant to be used like siege weapons against the walls of a town, but they're instead going to use them against your airship. But they do have disadvantage, because that's a great distance. So the first giant... first giant's going to hit. The second giant... oh, that's a crit fail. He missed. The third giant... rolled 2 12s. That's a hit as well.
He dropped the rock on his head.
Yeah, lands on his foot, breaks a giant toe. And the last one with disadvantage, he misses by a little bit. It sort of hits, but doesn't do enough damage. Just a glancing blow. So we've got 2 hits. 66 damage to the ship. Minus 66. So, your dreadnought is heavily armored. It has 920 hull points. They have resistance to piercing damage, but this was bludgeoning, so it worked. They were targeting the body of the ship and not the sail, so that doesn't affect the sail at all. So, the ship can take a few of those. The rocks sort of bounce off the metal plating and then return to the giant's hands. Alright, Densis the Ever-Living. He's going to take you all a little more seriously now. Let's see, he has a staff. I think he's going to raise his staff in the air, and he's going to cast a spell through his staff. Alright, let me just make a note here. Alright, so Densis raises his staff in the air and swirls it about. He said some magic arcane words, and he pulls out a hummingbird feather from his pouch and throws it into the air. And then his eyes begin to glow. And his movements change subtly. Alright, so he's got that going, and he's going to say a command to the Mechalot, and it begins moving. It moves onto the street here and turns to the right and moves its full movement over to here. So I'm going to say that you are now 120 feet from Densis again, if you're on the carpet. So, the Mechalot gets about 30 feet down the road. And he casts a spell. Alright. Will is invisible. He's going to use all of his movement, dash, and bonus action dash to get like a triple move. And he's going to fly as quickly as he can down to ground level. And he's still hidden, because he's still invisible. And nobody's tried to look for him with magic yet. So I'm going to say that Will is currently down here. Alright. Chris! It's back to Grimorn.
back to Grimorn. Did we move the carpet?
No. Nobody moved the carpet yet. We can get it closer if you want.
We move it twice with my ace?
No. The carpet has its own speed. It's not fast, but it is convenient.
Oh. Fireball!
Target?
I'm targeting this Dennis the Menace.
All right. You casting it at 3rd level again? 5th level.
Attack, I'm re-rolling ones and twos.
He counterspells.
You succeeded?
Yep.
Oh, where's your spell? I got plenty of more. Plenty more.
Dueling spellcasters. You made him use 2 counterspells now. He'll run out eventually.
Yeah, no, you know.
Is your haste still there or it's gone?
I'm still on ace.
Well, hang on. We never got a feedback from Taro if he made his concentration save. He took 33 damage.
I did.
All right.
Well, what save did I have to make?
It's like concentration for half the damage you take.
So DC 16.
I used luck to win.
Okay. So yeah, he still has haste.
Anything else with fireball?
There's nothing else I can do.
Then it's Adam's
All right. The people of the town are going to unleash a whole bunch of ranged attacks at the giants. And they're going to manage to do 28 damage to the giants. Not bad. The giants have 155 damage on them now. Ouch. They're full of thrown weapons, spears, javelins, whatever they can hurl. They're hurling it down at these half-giant berserkers who just roar and get angrier and angrier with each subsequent pebble that bounces off their thick skin. Hang on a second. Let me spawn a thing. Alright, some stuff happens in the town. You don't see it. Don't worry about it. Put this back over here. Alright, the Speaker of Words is going to be giving bardic inspiration to Densis. Make a note about it. Inspired. Okay. He's got some buffs. Speaker of Words is going to also take the dodge action, so he's just darting back and forth in the chariot. He doesn't like that the protective barrier is gone and there's all these deadly spells being hurled about. He's very afraid for his life. All right. The Defiler Knights, they are going to. They're going to look at that door. Let's see. The Defiler Knights, they are going to attack the door with their weapons. They're going to do, let's see, 4 times 7. Extra 28 damage to the gate. Making a note. Alright, gate's got some extra damage. So you can see that when these Eldritch Knights attack the gate, their weapons glow with an energy. And they're slashing into the gate and dealing a considerable amount of damage. Not as much damage as the mauls of the undead, though. Alright, so after the Defiler Knights, the Dreadnought airship can fire. So, let's see, the first man, he fires. He gets a 16. What did I say the Giants had? The Giants have 16. That hits. So they need an 11 or better. So I rolled an 11 there. 3 and 5. 2 misses, 1 hit. So 4d10 plus 1d4, please, Long.
How many?
1 ballista. 4d10 plus 1d4.
Oh. It's a total of 35 ballista.
Damn. Gets it to 190 damage.
Yeah, I rolled 2 10s and a 7. Then 2 4s.
Yeah, alright. One of those giants got hit right in the foot, and he lets out a roar of pain. A couple of his toes fall off. Alright. The zombie horde attacks the door.
Now imagine you hit his toe, you just stabbed him and then his toe flew off.
Yep. Morg, what do you do?
I'm going to, when I transformed to elemental, I did not use all of my Godmaker. I still have my armor and my rod of rulership. How far away is Dennis from me?
He was 90 feet from the flying carpet.
And how far away is he from his Violent Knights on the ground?
Let's see, if it's 90 feet from here to here. 60, 70 feet maybe?
Okay. Get within like 60 feet of that guy. And then I'm going to present the rod and use my action. I'm going to shout at them in a howling, thunderous, windy voice. And say, lay down your weapons, I am the ruler of the land. If you don't, I will turn your bones into dust, and moss will grow over you. And they have to make a DC 15 wisdom save. This one does not get advantage for even if they're in combat with me in this way. And if not, they're charged 30 pounds.
Let's see, wisdom save. Eldritch Knight would only have like a 1 in that, so I rolled an 18.
Okay. I don't know if it works on the ambusher squad because it says it's the creatures I see that I target. So it's probably just these guys out in the
Alright. Let's see. The Berserker Barbarians are immune because they're raging. The Undead are immune because they're undead. These guys failed, so they're charmed.
The undead are charmed.
No. The Eldritch Knights. 'Cause, 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 ' Wait, what was the DC?
15.
Oh, they succeeded. So they're not charmed. Because they rolled an 18. Alright. You almost got him.
Then I will fly up in the air 30 feet.
Alright. The problem, I think they get advantage on that, don't they?
When I use it in the commanding way this way, no, it's only if I'm smacking them that they get advantage.
Gotcha. Okay.
The shouting command.
Alright. Well, the 18 was my first roll, fortunately for them. Okay, so after Morg attempts to take command of them ring sight, what are you going to do?
What is the most immediate... What thing stands to kill the most people right now?
Well, you've noticed that each time new guards occupy the tower, some assassins pop out of a window and kill all of them with poisonous arrows. But they hide immediately afterwards, and you're not sure where they are.
Ascend in the air elemental.
Alright. So we need another one of these air elementals. I'm going to copy that one, change the color to purple.
I'll just have them go in there and Beyblade the place.
Change the name as well. Here.
Just purple one for stuff.
Oh, you have one? Alright.
Yeah.
Did it already have damage?
Yeah, it's not supposed to. That one had extra AC.
Alright. Your air elemental goes in the building and does a tremendous whirlwinding. But they grab a hold of furniture and hang on for dear life, and nobody is blown out of the building.
Whatever, it'll keep them busy for a bit.
Maybe.
Well, I need to up the ante. This is getting a bit too easy. This guy just resist. Tell you something I got up my sleeve. Oh, wait a second. He can't counterspell me, can he? Have a psychic crush.
Yeah, okay.
Psychic Crush. You overload the mind of one creature you can see within range. The target has to make an intelligence saving throw. Otherwise it takes 12d6 psychic damage and is stunned. Yeah, he will use his reaction to try to counterspell that, but it's DC 16.
You ever used on his term before?
Oh, you're right, I did. He can't counterspell. He's just going to have to roll the save. Alright, so it's an intelligence save, and he's got a pretty good intelligence save. What is that? That is a big number. 32? He gets a 32 on the save. But he'll take half the damage and not be stunned. So roll your 12d6. 22 damage. Ouch. Densist lets out a cry of pain.
Well, I'm just gonna try to stay out of sight as much as possible.
Well, you're on a flying carpet in the air. There's not really anywhere to hide unless you're invisible or something.
I creep behind the other two.
So what? You're hiding behind... the only one on the carpet is Gromorn. Are you hiding behind him? He does have his shield out. He'd be a pretty imposing wall if you're directly behind him.
Yes.
Alright, there we go. You crouch down behind Gromorn. Protect me, Daddy!
Okay.
Alright.
I am a sorcerer with dignity.
The insight's still
The
really
paladin.
old.
Yeah, I'm grandpa.
Wait, do you have the stat mods for being super old? Maybe.
He's always been super old.
What do these things have? +4? Oh, that's not good. Your air elemental didn't notice they were sneaking up behind him.
Dang it.
So, let's see. That is 4 times 3d6 plus 5. So that's 12d6 plus 20. Bam! Your air elemental gets hit with multiple sneak attacks from various angles and takes 57 damage, which he resists half of it, I think.
Yeah.
How much damage?
28?
Alright.
28 from 90. Ouch. He'll survive, though. Those rogues are fortunately not super high level. Their sneak attack is not incredibly deadly yet. And your air elemental is not vulnerable to any of their poisoned weapons, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
Actually, I'm immune to poison.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Cannot be affected, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Alright. After the ambushers, we've got the giants. The giants are going to try to hit the airship. I needed an 11 or better, I think. Let's see. Armor class. Oh no. I need like a 3 or better. Hit! Hit! Crit fail again! And hit. Alright, so that's 3 hits from the giants. 99 damage. Ouch. What's that? 165 damage you're at.
They can reach at 900 feet.
They can! They're throwing magic boulders with enhanced range.
Move the ship. Retreat the ship.
They had disadvantage. I had to confirm that those hits hit. They did. They have a really high bonus to hit because they're incredibly strong. So your airship is taking some considerable damage. And since they always do more than the damage threshold, your ship isn't negating any of that like it would against small weapons. These are like getting hit by major siege weapons, and it hurts. Your ship is getting all dented up.
You probably deal with those giants.
Yeah, but that means some contact with someone fire one last shot and fly away.
That would be advisable. You only have so much repair material.
toe to that giant.
Yeah, it seems like everything that's been thrown at them has only done a little bit of damage. You're going to need to catch them in a big area effect spell that'll do a lot of damage to a lot of them. If you can hit them with one of those fireballs, it would multiply the damage by 12 because there's 12 of them and they're all in the space. So you could do considerable damage to them if you hit them with a fireball and it's not countered. Alright, so the giants. Then Densest the Ever-Living. He's going to consider casting a spell again. Which one, though? That is the question. Okay. Yeah. Densis waves his hands in the air and casts a spell. It looks familiar what he just did. You've seen that before. He pulled out a glass and shattered it. A spherical field of energy popped up around him. Another globe of invulnerability. Yep. Yeah, yeah.
Does the spell magic work on those?
Yeah, it's a 6th level spell. And also, Densis is going to cackle and say, "You think you can defeat me, but I command the powers of the whole world!" And he holds his hand up and siphons away the life energy from another batch of plants closer to the front gates. All the decorative plants in front of the gates are just instantly turned to ash and blow away. Again, Densis seems to grow in size a little bit when he absorbs all the plant energy.
Honestly, that might be for the best if he's too busy being a cackling madman to be a proper strategist.
Well, he did put up a globe of invulnerability that'll protect him from whatever you're going to do to him next. Potentially.
Yeah, there's 3 of us. One of us can just undo it again. He's reveling in being untouchable.
Alright, so Densis casts a spell. Orin is going to make a sneak attack against the sneak attackers. Do they notice? Nope. Alright. He's probably going to, like, lay an ambush, because they went into hiding, so he's going to wait for them to come out of hiding, and then he's going to attack. So he's in a wait. He crouches just outside the building, and he's going to throw a whole bunch of daggers in there. So, Grimorn, what do you do?
That Dennis guy. I'll move across the carpet so you cannot see me while I get
All right.
And then we're gonna move closer at the speed of a snail. Aiming for the giants.
Okay.
With a fireball.
You throw a fireball at the giants.
Leave my ship, motherfucker.
You got a 16 on their dex save. I think they failed. Roll some damage.
Way from. Re-rolling ones and twos. 46 fire damage.
All right, multiplied by 12 is 552 damage.
And the wall shakes.
All right, 552.
And I move back to cover ringside because I look so weak.
You've killed almost half of the giants.
Almost half.
We'll say they're all badly burned by the fireball attack, but they don't go down. Alright. The townsfolk of Azith's Rest unleash a flurry of javelins at the giants. As soon as the giant turns to look at your fireball to the face, he catches a bunch of pointy darts to the back. 13 more damage. They resist about half of the damage that's being done physically, so that's like 6. And they roar, extending their rage. The speaker of words stands up more proudly and holds his bullhorn to his face and says, "See, Densis the Ever-Living is invincible! Your powers cannot touch him!" And he smirks broadly, seeing that the shield is protecting them from any incoming fireballs. Alright. The Defiler Knights, they see that fireball obliterate the giant Berserker gang, and they know they almost got charmed. They turn their attention on Morg. They're going to surge towards Morg. How far did you move? Did you, like, back away from the Morg?
They're doing something to me?
They want to run at you. How far did you go?
Probably like 60 feet away from them.
Alright, so they close the distance 30 feet. So you are 30 feet from these guys now. Okay. Alright. We've got 4 attacks coming in at you. So, what's your AC in that form?
20 with the armor.
20. Alright, so need a 15 on these. Miss, 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 miss. Alright. They shoot a bunch of frost rays at you, but all of them deflect off your armor harmlessly.
So we're killing that armor very near.
What to do? Alright. Alright, so you wanted to tell the Dreadnought to make one more attack and then leave, right? So let's roll their attacks here. They need an 11 or better. That's a critical hit. Yeah! A miss, and the third one is another critical hit. You've got to be kidding me. Alright. We just got double crits from your siege weapons, and then the Dreadnought's going to pull away from the combat. So that's a good like leave them off with a strong note there.
Each one does crits does 8 or is it 6?
We need to roll 16 d10 plus 2d4.
Does it double the d4s or no?
I don't think it does. It's like extra enchantment damage. I think that only triggers once.
there you go. They take 83 points of ballistic damage.
Holy crap.
Flame, party hit.
Let's see. Some of the half-giant berserkers collapse and die.
Great.
That's actually really good because that cuts their number of siege rock attacks to 2 instead of 4. Alright, the zombie horde attacks the gate, doing some more damage, and then it's Morg's turn.
Okay, I fly down the ground level and go to distance. And I'm going to channel the power of the sun in my ruler's rod and shoot light beam both at the Violent Knights and the sun.
Alright.
They must make a 4 Constitution saving throw, and undead start disadvantage.
Okay, the undead, they roll 16 and a 13, so they fail. The Eldritch Knights, they get a nat 20 and they succeed. They have proficiency in Constitution saves as fighters.
Okay, so they're taking 6 damage. The Knights take half of this. Okay, so 23 or
11.
all that.
Alright, 23 damage to the zombies.
Don't know if the horde can be blinded by
No, unfortunately not. Like, one of the zombies is blinded, but it doesn't slow down the number of attacks. Alright, Ringsight. What do you do?
How many half giants are left?
Half of them collapsed dead from the previous attacks.
Well, I don't want there to be any more of them, so we're gonna make sure that some is all. First, though, I rolled a 6 to give the air elemental his spinny move back.
Alright. You want to use it again?
Yes.
Alright. Your air elemental spins, and my people... Oh, they're weak. They only got a 13 on their save.
Out you go.
It is the save?
Yeah,
No, that's really weak. Okay, they barely hang in there by their fingernails. They rolled a 14. They have a -1.
So close.
Very,
Alright, well,
very
time
close.
for the giants to die. I'm done with them.
Okay, what have you
Oh,
got?
I'd have to actually do stamps on that.
Hey, I'm back.
Hang on.
What's up, Will?
Excellent timing. I'm gonna have to go for a second. Okay. 88 plus half of that. So 8 damage.
What to cast? Is there a save?
8 damage for the throw for the assassins.
Ah, right. 8 damage for that.
Okay, and I'm gonna psychic crush the giants. I don't like it.
Okay, that's the int save one, right? They're gonna fail that one so bad. I think that's a 16. 12d6 damage, and one of them will be stunned for a minute. Taro,
I repeat that.
you gonna roll the damage?
Alright. Did they make the save? I assume they didn't.
They failed.
Wait, are they the kind of giants who can't be hurt by psychic things?
I think they can.
Okay. Okay. Psychic crush.
They're resistant to a lot of physical damage, but psychic still hits them.
Also, they're stunned.
Sorry, how much damage?
52.
52 is pretty good. Alright, another 52 off these giants. Gets them to 83. Alright. So, hey Will,
Yes.
the combat has been underway for several turns. I had you... Okay, so let me say right off the bat, you've taken a lot of damage already. I apologize for that. The giants on the ground are like siege weapons. They have magic rocks that they can throw a ridiculously far distance. 2 of those rocks hit you.
Okay.
I used your ability to cut the damage in half.
Yeah.
So one of those rocks did less damage. Immediately after you took those hits that you weren't expecting to get hit by, I had you become invisible and use all of your stuff to fly down to the ground. So you went down to the ground, and then the next turn you snuck around, and you were readying an action to attack a sneak attack against the rogues who are inside this building. As soon as they come out from hiding, because they've been hiding in these buildings, and then they pop out to attack the air elemental, and it's their turn. So here is them popping out, which triggers your attack, so you can sneak attack them while they're sneak attacking the air elemental. I think they still get off the attack, but when they're revealed before they can go back into hiding, you're able to make your attack as your reaction.
So 21. If that doesn't hit, I'll throw a dice at it.
Oh, that hits for sure. Armor class... Oh, I didn't write it down. That's an oversight. I'll say 15.
So 35 regular damage
Yep.
from the actual dart itself. And then 7 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is psychic damage that I will apply to probably other targets, unless they look like they're going to be strong enough to take.
This is a horde of rogues. There's 12 of them, so they have enough hit points.
Oh, it's a horde. So there we go. So that just goes to the horde then.
Another
So,
29?
Yeah, after the 1-2 punch of rocks slamming against me, I go invisible and slide down next to them. And as they erupt, I from hiding, I am stabbing and slashing and tossing with the dart.
Yeah.
To take them out.
Alright, so they were in the process of shooting an attack at the air elementals there, so let's see. It's 12d6 plus 20. I think the air elemental's probably going to get got here. We'll find out. Taro stepped away for a minute, but his air elemental just took 50 damage, cut in half to 25. Alright. So there's a crazy battle going on inside the building here, but the only people that can see it are like Orin and the air elemental. So a wild skirmish as a whole bunch of rogues are darting in and out. The air elemental is whirling fiercely, and Orin pops in just to make an attack of opportunity. So that was the ambusher squad's turn, and as soon as they notice that they're under attack as well, they're going to freak out. So they're going to scatter and hide. Will, could you roll a perception check for me?
I would love to.
Is it my turn after Will?
It's actually the ambusher squad's turn.
So 22.
All right. They disappear. You don't know where they went.
I'll be a kick from
I'd like to add a dice for that.
Okay.
Well, no, wait. I don't, because that's okay if they get away. These aren't things that I need to chase down. They're more like foot soldiers.
Yeah, they don't seem very strong individually. There's just a bunch of them. All right, so they jump out windows and underneath furniture. They're just trying to not be seen. After the ambusher squad, the giant berserkers that are left are going to notice that the airship has turned about and flown away. So they're going to take aim at Grimorn. Let's see. An 18 doesn't hit, and a 16 doesn't hit. So Grimorn's shield absorbs 2 more magic rock attacks.
Bong bong.
Okay. And then after the berserkers, Densis the Ever-Living is going to cast a spell. The carpet is 60 feet. Okay, Densis is going to command the Mechalot to turn about and move back this way. He's going to point up at Grimorn, and he's going to say the forbidden dark word, pain, in an abyssal language. You speak a word of power that causes waves of intense pain to assail one creature you can see within range. If the target has 100 hit points or fewer. What's your hit point total, Grimorn?
I got more than
You have more than 100 hit points. He underestimated you.
that. I'm almost at 200.
You are unaffected. You are immune to being... A target is also unaffected if it is immune to being charmed. Alright, so... his spell has no effect on you. When he notices that it doesn't work, he realizes how badly he has underestimated your group's power, and he quickly recalculates a little bit.
He's gonna finally figure out who's the true, real lord of this world.
You? No, I'm kidding.
I told you moss would grow on your bones for defying us.
Alright, Densis is going to look at the group and sort of consider each that he can notice. He sees the elemental. He saw the spell that the elemental cast and that it's wearing armor and wielding magic items. He sees the flying carpet and the airship, which is now retreating. And he can see Grimorn, and he thinks Grimorn is the most dangerous thing on the field here that he has to worry about. So, he's not going to flee, and he's already cast a spell, and he can't defile again in the same spot. So he's going to end his turn in a moment of consideration. But his eyes still glow with that energy from before. He's using some sort of divination magic that's giving him some insight as to what's happening next, and he doesn't like what he sees in the future. Alright, so after Densis, it's Orin's turn. So Will, we're back around to you. The rogues have gone into hiding. Ringsight's air elemental is here, but badly injured. You can hear the heavy footfalls of a two-headed mechalot pulling up outside the building.
Now I'm looking at this diagram here of about Azef's rest over here with the carpet, like the morning Ringsight are on. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The scale is a little weird, and it's at a perspective angle, but you are in a building which is on the ground there. There's an open...
So I'm actually inside this building here. Yes.
No. Right where you were at.
That building here.
This is a building.
Okay. But there's no... Okay, the speaker and Densis are outside this building.
Yeah. Like, you have to consider, like, if your character was to scale, you would be, like, the size of a grain of sand on this map.
Oh, okay.
So you're just, like, gigantic. You're like Godzilla next to this building, but you're technically in it.
The ambusher squad is all those little hoodlums that we're trying to attack, and they have dispersed now, yes?
Yeah, well, they're hiding somewhere in the room here. They're in the building with you, and they've all jumped into closets and under furniture, behind couches, around corners. They disappear from view, but you know they're right around the corner.
Do I get the... Well, it seemed like, from the way you said, and maybe I'll try to do the insight roll, see what that... It sounds like they're going to not continue the attack. Is that a grade 14 insight? Yeah, let me go ahead and throw a dice at it and see what happens. Oops. So 14. I have now Okay, so I got 20 on my insight.
At 20. Alright. You noticed some of these rogues. And if you know anything, you know rogues. You've dealt with a lot of them.
Yes.
And these ones, they had a certain look to them. They looked kind of inquisitive. And they didn't look very experienced, though. They're all kind of green, and their equipment isn't spectacular, as far as you can tell. But you didn't see a lot of fear in their eyes. They seem to have high morale. That, or they're just more afraid of Densis than they are of you. But you did hit them pretty hard. But it doesn't look like they're going to retreat so much as hide and then ambush you.
Oh. Well, then in that case, okay. I misunderstood what they were doing. That's okay. I'm the only one down here besides the air elemental, right?
Yeah. He's like in the middle of the room, and you're just at the doorway entering into the building.
I would kind of like to get down to Densis, actually.
Alright, you want to run out into the field? You're still, I think your invisibility goes away when you attack, so you became visible after that sneak attack.
It does. So here's what I want to do. Move action, go invisible. Okay, that's third dice spent, so I'm down to 7 left. I don't know how far away Densis is, but I'm going to throw a dagger and try to get as close to him as possible.
From where you're at, maybe 30 feet. He's in a mechalot box with a big mechalot in front of it here.
Well, then I don't need to spend a dice. I can just dash to him.
Yeah.
With a swift, or whatever they call it nowadays. So I'll just go ahead and get to him. And
requires a little bit of flying because he's like up in a chariot.
Well, I can use a few minutes of my boots to do that. Yeah, I'll just... You know what? No, I want to remain with him. He does not know that I'm there, but if he moves, he'll provoke an attack of opportunity. And I want to ready an action for when he casts a spell to make my strike.
All right.
And that will be my turn. But one more thing. I realized that I never rolled for hit points for this new level. From like, when we gained the level last time, which was a couple of weeks ago, actually. Well, if you do that now, it's a D6, right?
D8.
For rogues?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, so there's that. Okay, thank you. And that concludes.
All right, Grimorn.
It's my turn. He tried a big spell on me.
7th level.
And that is a little close contact there.
Power Word Pain is a big dangerous spell. It would have killed a lesser man, but your god protected you.
And I can't. Is there a way for me to attack these two without hurting Orin?
You don't know he's there. He's invisible.
You don't know I'm there, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. No, yeah, I'm gonna do
Fireball away.
No, I'm gonna be attacking the zombies because I tried that earlier. The giants, they're almost all dead, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Also, you know that Dennis is the global ability.
Was that?
Globe of Invulnerability. He cast it again.
Yeah, so 5th level spells.
I'm flying the carpet closer again. Like, how close are we now?
60 feet.
You guys are.
Maybe less. He moved a little bit. Let's say 50.
Yeah. Can we, like, go down?
Yeah.
And I walk?
Well, the carpet moves 30 feet. So you can get 30 feet off the ground if you want to jump.
No, I don't want to jump from down. But let's go down, straight down.
You could
That way
probably jump onto the roof of the building.
No, let's just go down. So next turn I'll be able to get the off and run.
Yeah.
I have a lot of speed. I'm gonna fireball the zombies this time.
All right. The zombies. They have disadvantage, right? Or no, that's the that was more expelled that they had disadvantage. They're just slow, so they're not gonna make it. They have like a -2, so 17 minus 2 is a 15. Dumb zombies, they're just smacking the wall. They're probably not even gonna notice they're on fire.
They are going to 38 fire damage.
Alright. You do 456 damage to the zombies.
Oh.
Oh wait, more than that. 494. There's a 13th zombie in the pack there. So yeah, the zombie horde, they are covered in plate armor, but it doesn't protect them from the fireball. The fireball consumes their bodies, and they're going to collapse into a pile of bones. They had chitin armor, and the chitin's going to crack under the burning. And they were using these obsidian mauls, and the wooden handles are going to get all burned up in the fire. The intense fire destroys the zombie horde. Densis lets out a curse. He raised those undead himself. They were useful and well equipped. That's expensive.
He's next, so, you know. I guess he was right about his predictions.
He spent like 36 gold per zombie there, and he just burned it all
Holy
up.
shit.
Oh, wow.
Is the gear still on the ground now?
Well, like I said, you just incinerated all of it. It's all on fire. Most things in Dark Sun are very fire susceptible. Like the wooden handles of these malls are incinerated to dust.
Price to pay, I guess. You know.
Can you handle it?
Yeah. I mean, the head of the mall is still there. It might still have the enchantment in it.
I'm done. Until next turn, I won't be able to use the effects of.
All right. The people of Azith's Rest see you incinerate the zombies that are about to batter down their front gates, and they let out a cheer. Their morale goes up 2 points as everybody in the town sees that there's finally hope, that they could win this battle. They're going to unleash arrows down on the half-giants. They do 6 more damage to the giants. It was 12, but cut in half. And then the Speaker of Words. He's going to see that all the zombies just got obliterated by a fireball, and he says, well, that wouldn't work on my master. My great lord is too powerful for your puny elemental spells. But he seems a little shaken by that. And he looks up at his master Densis, who's got a frown on his face, a permanent crease. He's gonna glare with his glowing eyes. He doesn't like this at all. He looks around the battlefield, surveying his troops. His Eldritch Knights are still holding strong. His Giants are half depleted. He doesn't know where his rogues are at, but he hears the noise in the building. Densis is going to begin casting a spell. Orin, what do you do? That triggers your ready to action.
It is time for the stab. So,
Just politely sliding a dagger in him. Hi.
right. Goes right into his throat here with a. Oh, I'm sorry. What did I roll?
Roll with it, maybe.
23.
23
Yes,
barely hit.
Okay.
Your weapon slides in between multiple magical defenses, penetrating his mage armor, his ring of protection, and his staff defense.
42. Big money on the damage. Right for the jugular.
42, you say?
And if any psychic damage can affect him, then I do. I use the dart almost by hand, and the psychic darts coming from around me, like over my back, in an ominous, sky darkening feel as I glower over him, suddenly appearing before him as the spell tries to leave his lips.
All right.
I don't think so.
So, Densis the Defiler had precast a contingency spell. And when you drop him, because you did drop him there, his contingency spell teleports him away. Whoosh! You have no idea where he just disappeared to, but the Speaker of Words, his mouth hangs open suddenly as he finds himself alone in the Mechalot chariot with Orin. He puts up his hands, and he says, I just work here, man.
Orin, I'm gonna need him later. We're gonna need him.
Orin, what do you do? It's your turn.
I will bind him up, and with my animal handling, I will get the Mechalot to stay. If I need a roll for that, I am good to go.
The Mechalot is surly. And you have disadvantage because it has 2 heads.
Okay. Okay, got it. and roll. Oof. 11. No, minimum roll is 14, but still, that's gonna need
All right. What were you?
I-
What were you trying to do?
get the Mechalot to stop. So I get to 20 after the dice. I am now at, what is it, 5 dice left for the day?
Okay. So you use a dice to boost it.
Yes.
All right.
Uh,
You can feel that one of the heads is pulling away in the wrong direction, but you use a dice to finagle it to get
yeah,
it
so
under
I
control.
typically, amplify my skills and get, whoa, easy there. Mandibles click. Listening to me now.
It's a mutant mechalot, and it's a little bit stronger than a single mechalot that's not like two mechalots fused together. So,
Wow.
so this one's kind of a rarity.
So I get that under control and to a point where I feel like I can leave it alone.
Yep.
That would be my turn.
All right. Grimorn, you see that Densis has vanished in a puff of smoke.
Oh, fuck, man. Look at that.
Well, he was defeated, and a contingency spell whisked him off to his base where he has healers ready.
We wanted his ashes.
He appears in a room, and he's got several dedicated healers on staff who are like, "Oh shit, he's badly injured," and they patch him up with a medical kit.
Crying about his zombies.
There's still troops, though. He's got a handful of giants, some eldritch knights, and some rogues down there.
Now, this isn't something that I would understand, but if someone were to target dispel magic, could that suppress someone's contingency spells?
Potentially. I think you have to target the spell. Or
Oh, okay.
you target the person, and it affects all the spells, like all the spells roll on it. But contingency is 6th level, so it has a pretty good chance of surviving it.
Understood. I mean, we've seen that happen many times before now, so it's probably something that we can consider addressing.
What, contingency spell? It's happened a couple times, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, Krios. What is Grimorn gonna do?
That's my turn again.
Yep.
The giants. Do I know about these ambush squad guys?
They're hiding in a building. You can't see them.
Well, we're gonna go down the last 30 feet to the floor.
All right.
I can move my double movement, or
Sure.
just how many giants are left?
There's like 5.
And I can see a horn over there.
Yeah, he's visible now.
Yes, I'm visible at the reins, and I have the other guy tied up.
I'm gonna tied up.
I'm in the process of
I
tying
was gonna
up. This whole
fire
turn
blast
is...
the shit out of them. Okay. The Filer Knight units, so those are still a thing?
Yeah.
How many of them?
A whole horde. They only have a little bit of damage on them.
I'm gonna go down there. And another fireball. It's super original.
They got a 20 on the save. I think your DC is 23, right?
Reroll one of them.
There's 12 of them.
40, 43. 43 fire damage.
All right. You target the unit of Eldritch Knights, and they are obliterated by the fireball, and they die.
Alright. And I'll try to go to the giant and attack them with a sword.
Well, because you have haste, right? So you're using your haste action? Okay. Armor class 16. The giants are badly burned. Some of them have ballista bolts sticking out of them.
7 to hit.
Yep. Easily hits. It's even exceptional if you want to re-roll the dice.
I'll reroll one of the d6. It's a 1.
All right.
And plus 3. So 21 damage.
All right. They resist half of it. They take 10.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Well, the town of Azith's Rest, they cheer when they see your fireball obliterate another large unit of enemies attacking the town. They're going to attack the giants with a number of javelin attacks. They rolled almost maximum.
They yell, "What is the Lord of Water doing for you, huh?"
They do another 11 damage. That puts the giants at 910 damage now. Alright. The Speaker of Words says, "Who are you people? You're so strong." Oren?
There are some who call us the heroes of Tyr.
Alright, his eyes go bug-eyed.
I am Orin Cyrillus, and there shall be no more bloodshed today.
Tyrians here? He's shocked. You are far from home.
Can you remind me, actually, sidebar, why are we out this way again? It was because we were trying to get to Ket.
So, Korganard tells you that his mentor lives in Kern and has requested that Tyr begin diplomatic and trade negotiations with his city of Kern.
Now, but we said we're going to take Azith's Rest and make it not of the slavers.
No. Wrong town.
That was Ket.
Ket is the previous town, but you weren't here when we got to Ket, so we skipped it and we just went past them. So,
Okay, so
if you want to do that, you'll have to go back to it.
understood.
Azith's Rest is owned by Kern. House Azith is the merchant house of Kern. So these are friendlies. They were under siege by a bandit clan.
Oh. Okay. So we just saw the bandits attacking the town and decided to help.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Well, also, Densis is an evil defiler, and he mocked everybody and said he was going to defile the world. So, that pisses off everyone.
Yes.
You've got a druid and a fire cleric who are both very ecologically friendly.
So it seems like we came to you in your time of need.
Well, he's shocked.
No, wait, hold on. The person I'm talking to is the Speaker of Words,
Yeah.
who is running the Mechalot. So we're not coming to his time of need. We stopped him in his tracks.
Yeah.
And actually, no. What I need to know, Speaker of Words, is where you come from and where Densis would reside. And I will know, one way or another, and I'll look at Ringside.
Well, he's a coward, and he's going to tell you that he comes from the village of Spoil to the northwest.
Indeed.
So if you look at the map, you can see Spoil is... Oh, you can't see it. It's like underneath this board right here.
That's fine. It's not like we have maps or anything, so I'm going to say, very well, perhaps you'll show us.
He basically tells you that
following
it's far to the northwest through the glowing desert. A blasted and terrible piece of land.
Why does it glow? Or why does the story say that it glows?
Well, there's not a lot of time for this lengthy explanation, but in the long run, he could tell you eventually that Hamanu of Uruk spent 15 centuries obliterating the city of trolls and killed all of them. So total genocide for 15 centuries, and that's why it glows.
Ah,
That place is like a nuke went off. Alright, but we're still in combat, so he explains that very quickly, and then it's Morg's turn.
got it. Oh, well, that explanation can happen later. Yes, sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fly over in the air up to the giants, like head or torso height, shoot out the sunbeam.
Another sunbeam.
Be 24.
Well, they have a really good constitution save, but I rolled a 5, so they fail.
Oh, I didn't get to do an
Ready
attack.
damage. How's that?
No, wait, that's Morg's turn. Sorry. That was during the speaker of words' turn that this whole thing happened. You said.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
My sunbeam up for 32 radiant damage.
Alright, 32 more damage to the Berserker Giants.
I shout at Orin, more blood!
These giants are like tanks, though. They're so hard to kill. They're just like Taurus. And you know how tough Taurus was.
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, Taurus is here.
Alright, shut up.
Okay.
Alright,
We're killing your cousin.
they sure are.
I like it.
Was that the end of your turn? Ringsight's turn now?
Yeah, that's that.
Taro. Earth to Taro.
Gone off the
Oh, yeah, he said he was going to go AFK and then he didn't come back. He's taking another one of his legendary half-hour-long poops.
Is it because I showed up? He's like, I'm out.
Don't take it personally. We'll just hold off on his turn. He
I'll do
sur-
his turn for him.
It's not the character's thing.
His turn is probably to say, "You should probably surrender, giants." Alright, the ambusher squad is going to... They're going to move outside the building. They're going to look around. They see what's going on. They begin sneaking away very stealthily. The giant berserkers look down at Grimorn. The 5 giants, they surround Grimorn. A couple of them get close enough that they're able to take swings, so... The first giant swings his great hammer, and he's got a 15, which clangs off your shield. The second giant, he's got a 22, which also clangs off your shield. They're using these gigantic morning stars covered in big, thick spikes, but they don't do any damage. Densis is not here. Will, it's your turn.
Okay. I would like to. So I am on the mecha lot. I'm guessing this is like a chariot of types.
Yeah.
It's got some cover. I was hoping that there was something that by which I could do a feint and hide. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, you can just kneel down and nobody can see you if they're at ground level.
So there are 4, and there are 5. Whoops. I will do a move to stealth. Oh, 34. And then if I can make a sneak attack still to this round, I will do so.
Targeting the giants, I assume.
Yes. Whoop. There's the right button. Okay.
The giants don't notice the attack coming. Sneak attack successful.
20.
Nat 20. Holy shit! All right, give me those gigantic critical hit super damage numbers. You double all of your sneak attack damage doubles too.
So do I just double the number 40?
No. You should roll like twice as many sneak attack dice and twice as many weapon dice.
So I'll just roll this again, but subtract 5. So it's just the dice, but minus
Yeah,
the
correct.
bonus. So therefore, 40 plus 27 be
60s. Yeah. 67?
No, 67.
And then half that. So that's 33.
Now, there's also the psychic damage on the dart. Ooh, 11. There you go. 44 second damage.
All right.
So,
You've done over 1,000 damage to the horde of giant berserkers.
wow. How does,
You know, as a party, so far.
as a party, okay, yeah.
Because fireballs hit everything.
Yep. 12 times like 44 damage can be a lot.
Oh, wow.
All right, Grimoire,
Just
it's your turn.
Oh, so the giants try to attack me, huh?
Yeah, they missed.
No, I'm gonna fireball.
Point blank, huh?
You should know better.
That's like Street Fighter Alpha the movie. Ryu's fighting like a cyborg that doesn't take damage, so he does his Hadouken from point blank range inside of his torso.
Three 38 fire damage
38 more damage.
times whatever. Unless they're all individual.
There's only 5 of them left, so you do another 190 damage.
Any one of them left on their feet.
There's 2 left. 2 giants left.
I'm gonna attack one of them with the sword.
Haste action, choppity chop. Armor class 16,
17 to hit.
barely hits.
Actually 31 to hit
All right.
with 22 damage.
1,220 damage so far. 2 giants left. All right. The townsfolk continue to rain down javelins. So these berserker giants, they've got like 20 javelins sticking out of their backs at this point. They take another 7 damage from that. They are highly resistant to physical damage, but they are just hanging in there. Alright, so the Speaker of Words is tied up. Defiler Knight's dead, Dreadnought is away, zombies are dead. Morg, what do you do?
Are there still 2 giants or only 1 giant?
2 giants left.
Smack the giant with my rod of rulership.
Alright.
And the free action, I activate the Dust Force at 40 dice.
All right. Yep. It's even exceptional.
So this is just the bludgeoning damage. This is also exceptional. I guess that's the 8 bludgeoning damage plus. Okay, 8 bludgeoning and 14 thunder damage.
All right.
Target struck by this attack take damage as normal, but they also get sundered that reduces hard armor by 2
They are not wearing hard armor. They're just wearing hide.
Okay. Or damages their weapon and makes it -1 to hit damage. And I don't know if I can charm them at this point when they're still 2 with the color. I can. They throw
I think that's only one target when you hit them.
Okay.
They're like 2 separate giants now. Their hoarded status is gone.
Then, they're individual giants now. They have to make the distance 18.
The one giant makes it. Does it affect both of them?
No, it's just the one that I'm smacking.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. He rolled a 20 on that. Lucky giant. I'm going to have Ring Sight blast one of the giants with a spell. And the giants are defeated. So, huzzah. And the ambushers disappear into the hills and run away. So they're fleeing. Giants are defeated. Everybody is landed here. Alright, the people of Azith's Rest are overjoyed. They're going to throw open the gates and welcome the heroes into their city. You are greeted at the front gates by a man. Alright.
Oh yeah.
This man introduces himself as Lord Vikern of House Azith. He says, I'm in charge of the defense of Azith's Rest, and I must thank you. You have saved us from a terrible siege. That Densis the Defiler is quite a dangerous enemy.
Well, you're welcome. We do that on our free time normally.
You can see that he's flanked by a couple of men that are interesting. These are Kernan Templars. So the Templars, they're going to greet you, and they're going to say, we were told that you might be coming soon. We are glad you came when you did.
We don't do it for you, we do it for your people. We are sent here by our friend and mentor, Korganard. Is that how you knew we were coming?
Our Lord Aronis told us to await your arrival, and send word if you should arrive here at Azith's Rest. He will be pleased to know that you are coming.
Aronis.
Can you explain though first what happened here? Like, what is the reason for this defiler to come here and attack this town directly?
It is an unfortunate thing, but far to the northwest near the Troll Chasm Graveyard, there are a number of villages. Everywhere where there is an oasis where some life can cling on in that terrible blasted land, that is where these bandits gather. There are numerous bandit gangs. I've investigated some. I've got my spies that are out in the field, although it's hard to keep track of everything, but I believe there are at least 5 such bandit villages to the northwest. They are quite a problem for our merchant house. The trade route running north and south here has been attacked frequently by these various bandits. Each of them has a different leader. Some of them are more dangerous than others. Each of them has a different allegiance. One of the groups claims to be from Uruk, although I don't know if that's true or if they're really just bandits. Others, they speak with a distinctive Draggy accent. There are others further afield, in addition to the ones I've mentioned, although it's unclear whether they're really bandits or if they're just dwarves.
Do you know which band this group might come?
It is said that this Densis comes from a town called Spoil, one of the nearest to our town.
I corroborate that. The speaker of words who helped drive the Mechalot admitted that.
This Densis is a hard one to pin down. Others have fought him. Nobody's ever defeated him before, but it seems even in defeat he's able to escape our grasp and escape justice. That defiler must burn.
How far away would you say that Spoil is from here?
A couple days' travel into the desert.
A couple of days by foot, maybe. I wonder if it is worth us making a detour.
Oh,
we
if
said
you'd...
that we were going to Kern. Kern is look almost a week farther north.
So, Lord Vikern tells you that Master Aronis would very much rather that you go directly to see him. However, when your business with my master is concluded, we would very much like you to return and help us with these bandits. If you could deal with them as you did against Densis, then this region would be much more civilized. The bandits attacking our trade route make things quite difficult around here. That is one of the reasons I believe you were called in. If trade is established with Tyr, maybe with the two of our nations working together, we could secure these trade routes better.
Every time he says trade routes, Oren shifts a little bit and grumbles and tries to hide his rolling eyes.
Yeah, Vikern is a merchant through and through. House Azith is all about trade, and that's what he cares about most.
Making that money.
But he does say that he's very pleased that you've come, and you have to come in and enjoy the hospitality of Azith's Rest. We will throw a parade in your honor.
That is not necessary.
Please, please, come inside. The townsfolk are cheering for you.
That we will do.
The villages that you're attacking on the north, are all 5 of them pretty much defilers? Just like the one you're fighting?
Oh, no, no. Densis is the only defiler that is known in these parts. You know, aside from the Sorcerer Kings.
And actually, in this region, this is beyond what they would call the Tablelands. None of these towns. Well, Kern doesn't have a Sorcerer King. No, you said Eldarik does, right?
The Templars are going to hold up their hand and ask you to stop, please. You must not speak of this in public. Please, speak in private with our master.
Okay.
Oh,
As you say.
Is there any place we could dock our airship?
Airship.
Yeah, it needs repairs. It was good by fault.
We have no such facility. However, we can provide any materials you might need. You may have to transport it to your airship by your flying carpet. All right. Yeah, the townsfolk are very happy, and they will provide whatever materials you need to repair your airship to sort of repay the debt that they owe to you for helping them. So they have invited you into Azith's Rest. That's hard to say. A bit of a tongue twister. And now you have access to Merchant House Azith and the markets here. So if you open up the items for sale, I'll drop the link in Discord here in a moment. Yep, it is the Kern Region tab.
Oh, hold on. That's okay.
All right.
There we go.
This stuff is from Az's Rest?
So the Merchant House has access to these items. So it's not specifically this town, but it's this town and Kern, which you're headed towards. They would have the same sort of market, and the merchants would be able to move items from one town to the other if you buy one. Anyway, just a time saver, I only made one list. But there's a lot of interesting items. There's an alchemist that's got a bunch of stuff from the Silt Sea nearby. There's a beast tamer. This town specializes in Crodlu, so there are untrained Crodlu, there are Crodlu eggs, there are riding Crodlu, there are war Crodlu. They even have a very rare trained alpha war Crodlu for sale, but it's not cheap. Costs about 5.5 gold for one of those. It's an expensive and powerful animal. There's a blacksmith, and he's got various metal items for sale. There's nearby mountains, and a little bit of iron mining is done in those mountains. So the blacksmith has a variety of interesting metal items. He's got some very high quality blacksmith's tools. Another shop in town is a bowyer, and the bowyer specializes in a special Azith double recurve longbow of crit strikes, which all of the guard captains that were in charge of the different Legion units here, they all use one of these big longbows. They also,
the Crystal Smith.
there's a crystal smith, yeah, and a chitin smith, chitin smith, I guess. The chitin smith has some very interesting boots. There's a lot of mud flats and silt around here, so they actually sell stilt boots that make you very tall. They would make you 10 feet tall. So if you're walking in mud or silt, as long as it's shallow, you'd be able to walk around like a giant does. There's also these boots of shattering kicks that are really interesting, if you want to throw in a kick attack now and then. There's a shrine in the middle of town. There's actually two shrines. There's a water temple and an earth temple. And the Shrine of the Earth, they're selling bags of sling bullets. They've got +1, +2, and +3 sling bullets. And in the bowyer shop, they sell a They sell a repeating pellet hand crossbow, so you can use these magic sling bullets in the repeating pellet crossbow. And that's a good combo right there. They also sell a Aarakocra bladed crossbow, so this is probably the first time you're encountering an Aarakocra weapon. And the shopkeeper is going to point out that it's got a map, which indicates that far to the north is a town called Winter's Nest. And they'll describe that the Aarakocra come from Winter's Nest. It's a whole town of bird folk. Now, you've seen Aarakocra before. They look like half man, half vulture, and they can fly. And they use their feet instead of arms. They have winged arms that don't have hands on them, so they use their feet to hold everything. So they got these weird bladed crossbows that you can use to make a bladed attack, or you can fire it with your feet. The butcher's selling crawdloo meat. It's kind of expensive. Normally you wouldn't find crawdloo meat on the market because they're preferred to be mounts. But sometimes when they get old or if they die from an injury, they'll butcher them. So there's a bunch of crawdloo meat for sale in this town that specializes in crawdloo. There's also some red silt spawn meat, because you know there's local red silt spawn all over the place, and you can occasionally get some meat. They also have kip here. Kip is a six-legged, shy creature that digs for tubers. And their armor plates are made into leather armor. So there's kip meat for sale at the butcher as well. They're selling lots and lots and lots of magic siltweed that does a variety of different magical effects. So if you want to spend 3 gold on a sort of potion plant, you can gain... So they have every resistance. So if you want to, have an item that you can consume that will give you resistance to a type of damage for an hour, it could be handy. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a really good item. Blanket immunity to every kind of damage for a while, until it breaks. That item requires some micromanagement, because you actually have to, check off, this color is deleted, this color is deleted, yeah. And eventually, it's just a string. All of its beads shattered. The shopkeeper in the jeweler's shop is going to really try to sell you this amulet, or a ring, or a ear piercing, or a bracelet, or a belt. All of them do the same thing. He says these are a item for fighting trolls. You've probably never seen a troll before. Quite dangerous. You've probably seen zombies. You've probably seen a dwarven banshee or two. You might have seen a Talese if you're very unlucky, but you've never seen a troll. Trolls are quite dangerous. You'll need one of these charms if you're going to fight one.
Weren't they all genocided?
Well, he tells you that trolls are a kind of terrible undead, more powerful than the others he mentioned. So yes, all of the trolls were genocided, but their spirits rose as bitter, angry undead, and they haunt the troll grave chasm. Sometimes they lurk farther afield, though, so they can be found anywhere in the glowing desert, too. You're a little south, so you're unlikely to find them here or along the road. But if you go anywhere out in that glowing desert, you're going to need one of my charms.
I think I might actually take one.
Yep, 35 gold for one of those. If you've got an open slot,
It's steep.
they can fit a number of different slots with that item.
What slots did they fit again?
It can be a ring, an ear piercing, a bracelet, or a belt. and it does not require attunement.
What do they do? They help give you resistance to getting hit by them?
While wearing this item, the trolls cannot sense you with their keen smell. So they're like bloodhounds. They can smell you coming. And they'll just automatically know you're there and come running to eat you. So this basically hides your scent. And then if they do damage to you, the trolls, they always do necrotic damage with every hit. And so it gives you immunity to the extra necrotic damage they do on a touch. Just being touched by the undead melts your flesh. It's really nasty.
And it's only specifically necrotic damage from them, or all necrotic damage?
Specifically from trolls.
Guess I'll take a ring.
That'd be
for
crazy.
35.
All right. And Will, what type of item did you take?
I was thinking about taking the ring as well, but I'm gonna do instead.
You
Actually,
might just put this in the right, is it in the shop?
Line 111 in the jeweler shop.
they have another ring. I'd like to do a ring, but since I have actually a belt, I had a belt with slots. But oh yes, I do have a belt. Never mind. I don't need to use this belt. It's a belt of beast taming by Sega leather utility belt. Beast master belt.
The character sheet doesn't have a thing for bracelets. Is this one the bracelet slot? You're getting a bracelet.
Yeah, basically. It's that same part of your wrist.
I think I'll get a bracelet. I'll take all the time. Bracelet.
Sure.
Okay, well then I'll buy the ring then.
I'd go with the ear piercing, because nobody ever gets an ear piercing.
I have one.
Oh, you already have one? There you go. Well, Taurus had one too, so... He had that one that made a treasure chest appear when he'd flick it.
I have earrings with like
Ah,
file.
gotcha.
I'm buying it. 35 gold.
There's a leather worker. He's selling Azith leather armor, which is pretty nice. It's made with Crodlu leather and Arakakra feathers, and it gives you stealth property in sandy dunes like you are in here, around town. And it also gives you resistance on your saves against any sandstorm effect. They'll warn you there's a lot of sandstorms in this area near the glowing desert. You've already encountered a couple on the way here.
I was looking at the Iron Ring of Water Divining, and or the Crystal Smith's Black Crystal Bottomless Bottle.
Yeah, that bottomless bottle is really nice. It holds a lot of water. It's like a bag of holding for water. He's got that crystal of magic resistance too. That thing is obscenely expensive, but it's powerful. But it requires attunement, so that one's a tough one.
Oh, hey, I don't know if you want this or it's a Elm Round Shield. It helps you with beast taming and ammo handling effects.
No, I already have one that's my belt is for that, and I really haven't used it much this past few years in terms of beast taming, but.
If you look at the picture of Azith's Rest in the top part of the map, right here. So, the way they have it set up here in this town, they've got an oasis over here, and it runs underneath this, which is like a vast field And the field is pollinated by giant wezzers, which are like big-ass hornets. Like giant hornets. But they're tamed. They use psionics, and they've got an agreement, we could say, with the Wezzer. So the colony is protected, and honey is received, and they don't fight with the Wezzer. They use like speak with animals to sort of have an agreement. So this town has a meadery, and the meadery produces Wezzer honey and Wezzer mead and Wezzer honey buns. So when they throw a parade for you, there's a bunch of Wezzer honey and Wezzer honey buns and Wezzer mead that is available for everybody to enjoy for free, as people in the town are drinking and celebrating.
I compare it to my Kank.
Oh, it's way better. It is incredibly sweet.
I'm mad about that. But I definitely partake.
And then if you want to take some of this to go, they've got bottles for sale. The Wezzer honeyed mead, 3 ceramic pieces each. You could buy the whole stack of 40 bottles for 120 ceramic pieces and sell it somewhere.
Done.
You could probably mark this one up quite a bit in another town where they don't have Wezzer honey.
Yeah, that's what I plan to take it back to my tab. Say 120 ceramic.
Yep. Or 12 silver if you like.
Got it. Okay. Done. So I write that down. A case. Wezzer wine? Or no, mead.
Alright, in town there is a psionicist, but the psionicist in town will refuse to do business with a mull, so he won't talk to Morg at all. He doesn't like dwarves, he doesn't like mulls. He's super racist. I mean, if you're going to stay in your air elemental form the whole time, he's not going to notice.
You guys are shopping or what?
And anybody that shops at the Scion, he's going to warn you, watch out for Kel's lot. Those murderous bastard dwarves attack everybody.
Do they?
So you've learned about another bandit town, but it's not one of the 5 main bandit towns. It's further north. It's called Kel's Lot, and it is a bandit town of dwarves.
What is with all these water priests around there?
So if you ask the Water Temple, or ask about the Water Temple, they will tell you here in town that the Water Priestesses are sort of like the mascots of Azith's Rest. They take care of the pools. Like all throughout town, there are these pools of water, and they purify the water, and everybody enjoys them. It's a gathering place, sort of like bathhouses, or they'll have some of their festivals, or they'll do sporting events like water polo and things like that. So almost everything in this town, all of their culture is based around the enjoyment of these big pools of water. And you'll find that the children, they're enjoying the pools, and the water priestesses, they tend to people and give them free healing if they get injured. And nobody lacks for water in this town because the priestesses are very generous, but people also are generous with the temple. And they have right here, the Mother of the Waters is like the matron of the water and of the pools, and all of these priestesses are all of her sisters. They're like one big family, and
That's where I'm gonna head.
all right.
But the other people can do their shopping.
Well,
I'm gonna buy the canter.
she's a bit wary of you, knowing that you are wielding the power of fire. And she's going to say, "Oh, please, fire wielder, do not burn our town." We heard the fireballs outside of our gates.
Yeah, they were magnificent. And what were you doing to save your town?
Ah, we were tending to the wounded.
Defending the wounded.
Yes, we healed many of the soldiers that were injured in the battle.
But who's here to defend your town?
Oh, the Legion.
It didn't seem that they were doing so great.
Oh yeah, they got assassinated a couple times.
And that was just a small group and one defiler. They could have taken the entire town down.
One defiler. That was Densis, the ever-living. Do you know how powerful Densis is?
You know how powerful I am.
Well, yes, I do now. Very impressive. However, around here it is known that Densis is immortal. They say he will someday be a sorcerer king like Hamanu or Tekta Title.
What? Oh, am I there?
These are all rumors. That means nothing.
Densis is quite powerful. They think that he could someday rival the others.
I've met many sorcerer kings and that was not even close.
Yeah. He's not as strong as one of the sorcerer kings, but he's up there.
Where is he hiding when he's not trying to cause problems?
He comes from a town called Spoil to the northwest.
You might have to take him a visit. We might be able to solve your problem permanently.
Yeah. Welcome back. What was it this time? World's longest poop?
That was last week, man.
So I dropped a link in the chat there if you want to look at it. Now that you're able to go into the town, the merchant house here. The merchant house here has many things for sale, so you might want to look at the link I dropped at the Kern region tab. We're sort of going down the list.
Did you manage to kill the dude?
He was defeated and driven off. He teleported away, and his minions were defeated or fled.
How'd you stop him?
So, Orin used a sneak attack, which defeated him, causing his spell to trigger, which teleported him away to safety. So he disappeared.
However, I spoke with the beast driver that was taking him on the giant mechalot, and between his commentary and that of those as it progressed, we know where this file resides. It is a town to the northwest of here, in the rolling desert, about 2 or 3 days journey. But that's 2 or 3 days journey by foot. I wonder if we can make it in one. They say
Surprised that he
that.
hasn't town at all.
What?
I'm surprised that he hasn't. I guess he's killed everyone and now he's squatting there.
So they were described as oasis villages. So anywhere out in the desert where there's water, some people will gather, and the most powerful bandit warlords have taken those gathered people and made them into bandit clans.
And so this is the leader of one of those bandit clans.
Yeah.
And I personally am tempted to go there now.
Would you like to ask around town? You might be able to gather information about the leaders of the bandit clans.
I would like to do that as I'm carousing with the Weser. But okay.
All right.
I don't know that this Densis has healers when we take him and heal him to be ready. I was thinking that he's weak now. We strike him while he's weak. Beat him. But what say the rest of you?
True.
Like, it was already 2 days to get from Cat to here.
Yeah, it's a long ways off.
Alright then.
All right. So the rumors around town. There's a town called Wrath. It is the village of Urukite nobility. It is led by Lady Sesti of Uruk. It's said that it's mostly a human and mole town. They don't allow a whole lot of others there. And you can often find them on the road demanding taxes be paid to Uruk. Uruk's nowhere near here, the merchants shout. They're quite upset that they have to pay taxes to such distant land. We pay taxes to Dradge, we pay taxes to Uruk. How many more taxes must we pay?
Just simple highway robbery.
Another rumor is that there is a town called Plunder. Although nobody knows where it is, it moves around because it's an elven village, the chaotic evil elven village in the Salt Flats. It's known that it's further to the north. They are the town of Plunder, but it's a nomadic town that moves around, so it's hard to pin down. The rumors are varied. Some say they're just elves, but others say they're undead, some sort of ghoul that runs screaming in the night and eats the living. So the rumors about them vary, but the one thing that is clear is that they're mostly elves. Another rumor is about a village to the north, known as Ravish. Ravish is the village of Dragon ex-slaves. It's led by Akivi, the chief of Ravish. A woman, a powerful gladiator woman. She was a gladiator in Dradge. It said that her people are almost entirely human, although she leads many mole gladiators as well. She herself is a mole gladiator. She has a horde of mole gladiators that work with her when she's doing her raiding. That's like the core of her bandit clan. Another rumor, you heard about Kelslot already. That's the dwarf supremacist village. They hate non-dwarves. There's also a town called Foul Puddle, which is a fortress that was made by the dwarves, and they're not as nasty as Kelslot. But they also don't let anybody into their fortress. So they're also kind of racist dwarves. Let's see, what did we do? We did
all dwarves are a little bit racist.
Ravish, Plunder, Wrath, Spoil, and last but not least is a town called Ravage, which is closest to the Troll Grave Chasm. And people describe Ravage as the jewel of the glowing desert, the closest thing to a real town out there. And people will tell you that, as a bandit clan goes, they're not bad. You can negotiate with them. They're led by Talid, the bandit lord. He's also a mole gladiator, but he came from Rom. And it's well known that he's trying to unite the bandit clans and create an actual civilized town. So Talid is like a reformer. He's trying to reform his bandit clan into like a proper lawful village. So they're actually like lawful neutral, which is pretty rare for a bandit clan.
Yeah. I wonder if he could be using this to...
Alright, but we've sort of run out of time. I'm going to pack up the table there.
We'll keep on doing the chatting and all that when we come back. I want to take a look at that shop list.
Between the funding that we have and the need we have for mercenaries, I wonder if he could be an ally.
Good to say.
Post here. The Ravage Town. Talon.
The tailor's got some interesting items. You might want to look at the badge of equipping. Yeah, those prayer beads are nice.
Alright, I'm gonna go to bed, guys. I'm tired.
All right. Good night.
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 And I'm going to end the stream. Thanks for watching out there in Twitch land.